If your company has bad debt, consider assigning your accounts to Murdercon, MERTICON.com. Murdercon, global leader in collections. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell and be notified to all our future videos. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Chuck Graham Show. There's a couple of things I want to get to today on this wonderful April 13th, 2021. Great day to be alive, isn't it? Okay. My wife says I don't. Sometimes my videos look like I haven't combed my hair. Well, I don't think she knows what the hell she's talking about. But anyway, at least I still have hair at 50 years old. And let's get to it for a second. Let's talk about Israel Keys, the serial killer that killed. Well, he killed quite a few back in 2000, and I want to say his last victim was a girl by the name of Samantha Koenig. And I can't pronounce that right. She was 18 years old. I believe it was around 2012 when he killed this young girl. He robbed her at a coffee booth in Anchorage, Alaska, and he took her. He kidnapped her, and then he took her back to his place, locked her in a shed. And you can look at it online, the famous photograph. This monster, he went on vacation, right? He went on vacation on a cruise after he had killed her and left her in the shed. And you got to understand that Alaska's cold, right? We all know that. So her body kept, relatively, rigor mortis didn't start in. He comes back, sews her eyes open, and takes a photograph with a newspaper. And in that newspaper, he shows the date as if she's still alive, right? Well, she wasn't. She was dead in the photograph. But that didn't stop Mr. Keys from trying to extract ransom from the family, which were not wealthy people. And he ultimately committed suicide in his jail cell before trial, but he had killed quite a few people. And he would set murder kits up all over the country. He would travel different places. And what was so strange about him is he did it well in advance. Some of his victims were 2 years before he killed them. Damnedest thing. So my point being is this, ladies, if there's ever attempted kidnapping, fight. Always. If you're in the middle of a Walmart parking lot, scream, fight, kick, you do whatever you have to do to get away. I don't give a damn if he's got a gun or not. If he shoots you, you'd rather be shot in the Walmart parking lot than you would in someone's shed. He liked to look at the terror on their faces when they knew they were going to die. And somebody like that, I would have no trouble flipping the switch on his ass. Well, of course, after he'd been convicted. But anyway, the point being is this. This is my opinion. You don't ever want to go with anyone. You fight like hell because you're fighting for your life. Look at it as the same as if you're fighting off a wild animal, because that's what they are, is fucking animals. And these people don't give two shits about you, and most of the time you're going to be used as some kind of, pleasure, whether it be the pleasure of just killing you or sexual pleasure or whatever. He raped and killed this girl here, and she was really cooperative. And that was what was so horrific about it. You can read the story online. Mr. Baller has a he's a storyteller channel, and I don't like to, give. So he may not want me telling about his channel, but anyway, he's a really good storyteller, and he did a really good episode on that. Not to mention he's a Navy SEAL, which I think is cool as hell, and he's really humble, so that probably tells me that he's a super badass anyway. So go check out the video or look it up online. You can read about Israel Keys, and it's horrific. I cannot imagine what that girl went through. Anyway, but like I said, you fight like hell. Don't give up. Don't give in. Even at the threat of a gun, I'm telling you, you'd much rather be shot where you can get medical attention in minutes than you had never getting medical attention. And chances of someone shooting you in the Walmart parking lot and drawing attention to themselves is probably almost not very good, because you're probably not the first victim, and they don't want to get caught. Well, at least not right now. But Israel Keys was a special case. They're all crazy as hell, but hey. So let's take this time to talk about Daunte Wright. The police, the female officer shot him. And I watched the video yesterday, and I try to reserve any opinions until the investigation's over with. But judging just from the video itself, I believe this was an accident. I believe it was just absolute accident. I try not to show people's videos on here unless it's like news clips, and no more than 10 or 11 seconds of it. But it's well, anyway, it's very telling. She's screaming out taser, 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 which is what they're trained to do when they're using a taser. And I didn't know this because I've never used a taser. We didn't have tasers back when I was a cop. I mean, you bit it off, you chewed it, you fought like hell. I think what they should do is they should bring back PR-24s, but have voltage on the end of them, kind of like a cattle prod. I don't know if you've ever been hit with one of those, but they're pretty powerful. Anyway, excuse my voice today. Sorry, guys. My voice is just cracking like crazy. Anyway, it looks to me like this was a complete accident. And look, I want you to take in respect into context, not respect, but take into context this. High-speed chase is going on. You got a convicted felon that you're chasing, right? The convicted felon runs the red light. You go after him. You don't see the car coming through the red light. The car doesn't see you, and you hit that car and you T-bone him, and you kill the driver. Would the police be charged with vehicular manslaughter? Of course they wouldn't. It's an accident. The only difference in this case, is it was a gun rather than a car. Intent means everything, folks. Let me give you an example. If you take a loaded .357 Magnum and you take all the bullets out of it, and all the ammunition out, and you set it aside, and you know it's empty. You've looked at it, you know it's empty. And you look at your friend, and you close it, cock it, and point it at him, and pull the trigger, and he just loses it, right? And you start laughing. Now, I would never advise that because that's dangerous as hell. You don't never do that. You always consider any gun loaded ever, and you never point it to anything that you don't want dead. But I'm just saying, intent means everything, so bear with me. If you knew it was unloaded and you were pulling a prank, bad prank, and stupid decision, but it's not attempted murder. However, if you think that gun is loaded and y'all get into an argument, but you didn't know that your friend unloaded it, and you pick it up cock the hammer back, put it to his head, and pull the trigger thinking it's loaded, well, my friend, you just committed a felony. And it depends on which state you're in. Now, I'm not saying that the DA could prove it, but I'm just saying intent means everything. And that's what I'm trying to say here. Intentions mean everything. There's a lot of people died from good intentions, but you have to, well, at least in Mississippi, or used to be, willfully and unlawfully commit the crime. I don't think for 1 second that she intentionally killed that kid. I think she thought she was tasing him. I'm not a big fan of tasers. I'm a big fan of getting those officers training so that they know how to fight, for one, and they know how to defend themselves. But, you know, we never had problems like that. When I was a cop, I had a 9mm Beretta with 16 rounds and mace. And that's it. I didn't have a wand. I didn't have all PR-24. And I made a lot of arrests and got in a lot of scuffles. But the point being is they all went home. And so did I. I think it's unfortunate. And even though it's a less than lethal device, it still can be deadly. If y'all hear, you probably see him in the background here, my psycho cat. If y'all hear him in the background, he's on one. Him and his brother Sambo. God, that's a racist cat name, isn't it? Wow. Anyway, my mom named him, and she's passed away, so give me credit. And it's not a bad name. He is getting off topic here, but he's a black cat, and he's completely stoic. He can sit on the end of your table, wrap his little tail around, and you know that those statues were those cats, you can't really, he can sit so still that you'd think he was a statue. And he can sit there for an hour just looking. He's crazy. Anyway, he's a good cat, but him and the other one is running through the house, so bear with me. My point being, folks, is this. I really don't think that and I'm not going to blame the kid and his past record, okay? He has a record of running from the police, but that still doesn't mean he should be dead. There's no sense in him being dead. I don't think they're going to be able to get an indictment on this officer. I just don't. I think they'll present it to the grand jury, and they should. One, because of the public outrage. But let me just say this. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, going to stop Antifa and BLM from rioting. They're going to riot. They don't give shit about none of that. Where's their outrage in Chicago when black-on-black crime? Where's the outrage? Well, I'll tell you, the outrage ends with, I don't know, the head of BLM buying a $1.4 million mansion in the middle of a white neighborhood. Why didn't she buy it in a black neighborhood? If Black Lives Matter, why are you giving your money and your tax revenue to the white neighborhood? Just saying, folks. Just saying. But the point being is the kid's dead, and he's dead unnecessarily. And he shouldn't be dead. One, he shouldn't resisted. Part of that's on him. Two, she grabbed the wrong taser, and I don't know how long she's been on the job, but I don't know. But I will say that anything that I don't think that they should be carrying tasers that look like a gun or feel like a gun. I've said that from day one. This is not the first time I've said it. I mean, I've told my wife this 100 times. They have too many toys. And when the toys don't work, and there's a lot of times those tasers don't work, when they don't work, they don't know what to do. They need to be able to be trained to be able to handle themselves. I would have never used a taser on the guy. I'd have just reached in, grabbed him by the hair of the head, and jerked his ass out of the damn car. I mean, what is he, all of 80 pounds soaking wet? I mean, a little skinny dude. I mean, hell, it shouldn't have been that big a deal to get his ass out of the car. So, and you can always, and the fact of the matter is she made a mistake. It's horrific. But like I said before, it's an accident. I mean, unless you can't tell me that it's not an accident. She was screaming, taser, taser, taser. She thought she had a taser in her hand, and she pulled the trigger once. Think about that for a second now. That matters. She pulled the trigger once. And I can guarantee you dollars to donut when she realized it was a gun that went off, she released the trigger. But she probably pulled it and held it for whatever amount of time. But here's the thing. I don't think she did it and she was intending to kill this person. And that senator, that congresswoman, Rashid or whatever the fuck her name is, you know, the one that's part of the squad, the big fat bitch with glasses on. Anyway, she was talking about this is systemic racism, and this is just, it's not. It has nothing to do with race. This woman made a mistake. And hey, look, I'm sorry about calling her fat. You know, there's some really, really nice fat people out there. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I don't edit my videos, by the way. I don't edit stuff out, so. But she is an idiot. I mean, you can look at past videos, and to come out as a public official and just scream racism at the top of your lungs is ridiculous. Why would you do this? You're supposed to be leading by example here. You're not leading by example. Wait till the damn investigation gets done before you start pouring the gasoline on the fire. It doesn't make any sense. It's obvious from the video. This was a fucking accident. It's a horrific accident. This kid did not deserve to die. But it's no difference as if she would have run over him chasing someone. The intention means everything. But let me tell you, this is my belief. They're going to burn the damn city down. It don't matter what they do. And I'm telling you right now, the Derek Chauvin trial, prosecution's got an uphill battle here. And get ready. And if they don't convict this guy, well, here we go. Anyway, that's my take on it today, guys. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. And again, these are just my opinions. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what I think. It matters what you think. And anything I say in these videos, you need to go back and do your own due diligence. And people say, well, I should trust you. No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't trust anyone when it comes to information that you receive. Always go do your own due diligence and research. I don't give a damn who tells you. And then come up and draw your own opinions. That's what makes this country great, is you want to draw your own opinions. I pinned a comment on one of my videos I think it was yesterday. And the reason I did that is it was because the guy had a really great comment. Not that he agreed with me on everything, because he didn't. But I thought it was a great comment. Look, I don't have to always be right, even though I probably am. So, but again, that's my opinion. All right, guys. Well, I'll see you guys on the next video. And like I said, if you like the video, then subscribe, like, share, and hit that notification bell so that you will be notified of the next videos. I'll see y'all later. Put your comments down below. I look forward to reading them. Bye-bye.